Sean, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, how bad were the nerves that first game?
Not so much nerves, it's just just trying to feel the game. I haven't played in a while, so being able to go out there in a live action and do a game plan with guys coming after me and trying to get the ball. So just trying to settle in as much as I can and just try to do what I need to do to make sure that the offense is operating and help the team win.
What are some of the reasons why you feel like it will be so much better in week 2 than it was in week 1 for you?
Because I was able to get the feel of the game and the speed of the game and how defenses, adjust, how we going to be able to adjust at the same time. It's my first time in a live action with Kevin. So, he's got to feel how I feel, I got to feel how he feel, and we got to be able to work on the same page and see the same thing through the same lenses. So it was fun to be out there, excited that we got the team win, and, we're looking forward to try to get another one this week.
When you went back and looked at it on film, the low throws, what did you take away from those? Was it mechanical? Was it the feel of the game?
Yeah, it was just more mechanics, just my base and my shoulder playing and my shoulder leverage, keeping that up high. But it was just all fundamentals in that.
What kind of jump? A big jump? Do you expect to make a big jump then?
Yeah, I'm just like I said. I just continue to work each and every day. Keep watching the film. Keep going to practice each and every day. Trying to, correct my fundamentals. Get on the same page with Kevin. Get on the same page with my receivers and the offense. And like I said, just keep improving each and every day. That's my biggest task.
You were even sprinting between drills yesterday, individual drills. You're just trying to get everything up tempo to get your mind working,
Most definitely.
your body going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just mind, body, everything. Just get my conditioning going. Wearing pads, running, being able to move. Because in practice and training camp, I didn't really scramble much. So, in a live action, being able to have to, scramble and then come back and then do another play, call the play in a huddle, operate. Sometimes hand it off, sometimes do a pass play. I got to make sure that my conditioning is up. So any way I can just try to improve that, that's what I'm going to do.
Given the 700 days, did it feel like everything was going really fast?
I wouldn't say fast. It was just mostly just being able to adjust. Like I said before, just really just the conditioning level, being able to go out there and operate, see things, like I've been seeing it before, and then get on the same page with the whole offensive staff and what we want to do for the game plan to execute.
I know you talked about being an anticipatory thrower. How hard is that when there's such a long layoff and it's your first game in a new system?
To be honest, yeah, it is. It is pretty tough, because you got every receiver is different, especially on different routes. With DPJ and Coop and D-Bell, all those guys are different route runners. So being able to know how they're going to come out, when they're going to come out, how they're going to come out, and where they're going to be, it takes a little bit of time. But I got to be able to adjust quick, especially if we want to be successful. And that's my mindset, is just trying to get extra reps, watch extra tape, and just let them know what I'm thinking and try to see what they're thinking on certain routes.
When you watch the film back, I guess, were you happy with your footwork, or were you overstriding, or anything you want to correct in that area?
Yeah, it was just overall just fundamentals, just my feet work, just making sure my base is, staying tight as much as possible, making sure I'm trusting the O-line in the pocket, and just making sure I'm trusting my eyes and my feet, because if I can do that and know where I want to go with the ball, then we could be very, very successful.
Do you feel like everything hit you more emotionally in that return to Houston than you might have even anticipated? And therefore, if all of that stuff isn't there in Cincinnati, or a lot of it isn't there in Cincinnati, do you think that's one huge thing off your plate?
Yeah, I think last week was a lot. The anticipation to just be back on the field, the anticipation of going back to my former team, anticipation playing against former teammates, and being in front of a crowd that used to cheer for me at the time. So all that stuff was definitely it was a lot. I'm human, so I definitely have things running through my mind and through my just soul in general. But I'm glad that's out the way. I'm glad we got the win, and I'm just trying to look forward to this week. It's going to be a hostile environment in Cincinnati. It's going to be fun, and we just got to go out there and just make sure we execute the game plan.
Deshaun, when it comes to the RPOs, because we talk a lot about the rust with the throwing, but RPOs are really something you do. Is that also another area where just kind of got to feel it out and maybe knock off some rust when it comes to when to keep it or when to give it?
Yeah, I mean, overall, just playing football. Just being out there, just playing football, doing what I'm doing, just finding myself. All that stuff got to come back. And like I said last week, I don't know when it's going to come back. I don't know if it was going to be last week, this week. My job is to just keep getting better. And when it clicks, it clicks, and everyone will feel that. So, like I said, just keep improving, keep trying to do my best to make sure that the team is up and up to the challenge and trying to score points and win games.
Deshaun, you talked about trust. Is it difficult with your offensive line? Something you really can't really develop until you get out there and play in game reps?
Yeah, it's definitely something that you got to develop in game reps because just like receivers, offensive line set differently. The Jed set differently than Jag. Same with Joel and Wyatt, and then you have Yella up front. So it's just kind of everyone has just got to be able to try to be in sync and in one, and that's how you have a successful offense. And you see a lot of teams that's very successful because they're all on the same page at the same time. And if you can do that, then you can actually be successful. So hopefully this week we can be a lot better, and I guarantee we will.
When you talk about the offensive line, does your mobility maybe change how the guys up front need to block for you rather than blocking for a traditional drop back passer?
Not too much because you can't go in there thinking that you're going to change or try to change because one guy is more mobile than the other guy. You got to just continue to stay fundamentally sound within the scheme, and then let everything else kind of play out how it should be.
I know you ran a few times last week, but as you kind of try to develop that chemistry with the receivers and get where you want to be in the pass game, could you see yourself relying on your running more as you try to win games but aren't quite where you want to be in the passing game?
I just let the game come to me. So if it allows me to make plays with my feet and my legs, then I'm going to do that. If I need to sit in the pocket and make the throws, I'm going to do that. So I can't go into a game thinking I'm going to do one more than the other. I just got to let the game come to me so we can try to be successful.
This is your second game. You're week 2. There aren't really a lot of must-win games in week 2 of the season, but this is. So how do you feel about being put in this situation of a must-win in only your second game?
I mean, every game is a must-win as we think about it in the locker room. We try to be 1-0 each and every week, regardless if it's week 1, regardless if it's week 17 or week 14. Every week is a must-win because you don't want to go out there thinking that, hey, if we don't win this, we don't matter. It don't matter. Every team is very, very good. Every team is talented in the NFL. Everyone is getting paid to do their job, and everyone wants to have a job next year, regardless of how much you're getting paid or you're not. So, every week is a must-win, and we're going into this situation ready to win and just go out there and play ball.
Deshaun, is one week or one game enough of a body of work for you when you're working with a guy, let's say, with Amari Cooper? Is one game enough for you to kind of work out some of the kinks and look at what went on and dramatically improve it for the second week?
I don't think it's ever enough, but it's enough to be able to talk and to be able to adjust and be able to see how things kind of unfolded with that game. And then every week you got to know that you're going against a different defensive coordinator, so you got to be able to adjust on that end too. So the most you can do is get on the practice field and throw routes and try to convert that timing, and then watch as much tape as you can and communicate, outside the building without, going into, any deeper, schemes or anything like that, but staying within the scheme and just talking outside the building. I think that's the biggest thing you can do, and then go out there Sundays and just, try to play loose and do it fast.
700 days without taking a live hit. Did you come out of that game any extra sore, or did it just feel like a regular game without getting hit for a while?
I got hit. It felt like a regular game. Came in, did my treatment, did what I needed to do to recover and get ready for this week, and I feel good.
Were you all worried about that? Just not getting that contact for a while and then coming out going all right?
No, sir. I wasn't too much worried about that. Not at all.
When you're in a hostile environment, do you try to block it out or do you embrace it?
My main focus is just being out there and just executing the game plan. I'm so locked in and tunnel vision where, half of the time I don't even hear it. I'm just focusing on making sure I'm call the right play, get the operation going so we can try to be successful.
Cincinnati is getting hot at the right time of year again. It's what they seem to do down there. Just a big reason why is the way their defense is playing. What do you see from them and the challenges that secondary presents to you?
I mean, they're playing really good football. overall, everything, defense, offense, you got to give them credit. You know, they've been doing, you know, everything that they needed to do to pull out the wins, big wins especially. And we just got to go in there and make sure that we have a sense of urgency, and we got to go out there and try to, you know, slow them down offensively, and then we got to put up points, and that's the biggest thing. So, you know, you got to give Cincinnati credit, and they're doing a heck of a job to, you know, finish wins and finish games, and we got to go in there and try to, you know, get ourselves a win.
When there's a guy like Burrow,
Considering your time away, that you were focused on the mental part of your game as a point of emphasis. Now that first game's out, and are you able to kind of clear the way for physical aspect of your growth? And is that something that, like the mental side of the game, is that something you still want to focus on?
Yes, ma'am. Overall, just everything. You know, when I was away from football, you know, physically, you know, I was doing that pretty much every day. And you got to take some time off. You don't want to overdo your body. But at the same time, mentally was the biggest thing because I wasn't, you know, in the meetings. I wasn't in the film room. So I wasn't able to get that. So that was my most important. Now being back in the building, being able to play on Sundays, you know, I got to have a balance and be able to have both of those. So both of those is definitely the priorities. And I'm going to try to, like I said before, just continue to improve as much as I can.
when there's a guy like last one, when there's a guy like Burrow on the other side, especially a guy you're going to go against a lot here over the next few years, is there a little extra juice for you? Do you get excited to go against a guy like that?
I get juice each and every week, regardless of who I'm going against. You know, my job is to, you know, go out there and play against their defense. You know, I know they have a great guy that went to the Super Bowl. He's playing hot right now. And like I said, you got to give Joe Burrow all the credit. But at the same time, my main focus is trying to, you know, find whatever that defensive weakness is and just try to score points for the Cleveland Browns. And the defense, you know, they have to take care of all that. So for me, it's just mostly just focusing on that defense.